it's just about opportunities and what you take.
My name is Jainima. So my basic question is
Mic close.
how you can grab opportunities. Means I am fresher in this field, and how to like get more into this because this is the first show I attend of animation field. I'm fresher. I told you. So how to get a more opportunity.
So opportunity as in आप already animation course में enrolled हो या
Yeah, I am in animation.
Just like attending stuff like this and then being aware of like there's a
Yeah,
few main animation
yeah.
bodies जो आप follow कर सकते हो. There's TASI एक तो जो है the Animation Society of India. Okay, there's Animators Guild India. There's ASIFA India. This I can just think of the top of my head. You follow their sites and you start seeing कि उनके जो articles निकलते हैं, they do a lot of interviews with people, they do a lot of events, and then you start seeing the names of the companies. So it's a good resource to know what current companies are there in India basically, and then you just have to start sending them mails and applying like that. तो वो आपका खुद का research है. कोई ऐसे maybe if your school has a placements fair तभी होता है, but usually people aren't running after you. You have to write down on Google Indian animation studios or Indian VFX studios, get the list, or I think a good hack is to follow these pages because they keep having a lot of sessions and interviews of heads of the companies. And if you don't watch the session, at least you know that this company exists and this is the kind of work this company does. And if you like it, you go to their site and you apply.
and literally all of these, right? Like बाद में आके photo ले लेना. It's literally all of these that even I have subscribed to. So literally an email will come to you weekly about different things that are happening. So again, things that you can keep reading up about. Just adding to that.
And if you are like, if you're following some studio that you are interested in, then look for the recruiter or look for their CG soup or some lead working in that studio. Don't send them just a hi on LinkedIn, but write like, hi, my name is so-and-so. I am a student. I'm looking for opportunities. This is my show reel. Give a brief introduction about yourself, share your work, and then some might reply, some might not reply, but that's again, good thing.
That's so important, right? Don't just say hi and that's it. Wait for them to reply. ये WhatsApp conversation नहीं है. Proper brief में exactly what Nida said. Write it down. Even when you're applying to studios, make sure there is a subject line. The number of emails I get with no subject line, just empty. Again, right? Coming back to how much effort are you putting into this? Write a cover email. Make sure you're not sending like, hi Miss Nida, and sending it to everyone else named Adya, Ronak, Shiva. Right? Make sure you're calling their name correctly and just writing to them. Yeah.
Treat it as a pitch. It is a pitch for yourself. You have to sell yourself ultimately.
That's what my
Next.
question is.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Next.
There's one.
Hello. My question is for the. I really don't know your name. The one in the black outfit. Yeah. You run an animation studio, right? So if I want to build an animation studio, I build a team and all. After all the production works, I make a short film and all. So if the OTT rejects the work, then what next?
Man.
Relatable.
See, the thing is, even I had a presentation yesterday and I couldn't show anyone anything because all of the work is under, what do you call it, NDAs, and it's unreleased content. So ये heartbreak बहुत बार होने वाला है life में. You prepare yourself from now that you will spend a lot of time making something. You'll make a short film, you'll make a music video, you'll make something, but it will not get released. People have been waiting for 10 years sometimes to get their films released. So you have to have a little bit of that grit going into it. But a lot of times animation studios India mein what they do is ki they sort of bifurcate their they bifurcate their services. So they take up ad work, they take up commercial work like that to keep the studio going ताकि उनके पास काफ़ी income aaye that they can hire enough people, and they make short films on the side, or they do their passion projects on the side. They make IPs on the side. They take the IP and they pitch it to people. So this pitching process is something that I'm also figuring out, and actually everybody in animation right now is figuring out. Now is a good time to start because Indian animation is thoda bahut picking up. Like I think Applause just had a big deal for Amar Chitra Katha. So I think things are starting now. Up tak it has been tough. I think it will be tough for a while. You just have to keep doing it. It will happen. Your pitch will get rejected. You go to the next person. It'll get rejected. You go to the next person. Keep it. Pitch it 2 years later.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Work on your personal project. At least like keep one personal project. Like we did one film last year, and that is we can still go out and share, right? Because that is where we put our heart and soul into, right? So if you can't show your NDA work, which you can't, then your personal project helps. Next question.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, so my question is first question is about the resume building. As we are freshers, we'll be beginning our career right after this course. So in work experience, writing freshers or just beginners, I don't find it comfortable writing because this pulls down our resume.
Okay.
What I believe is.
I get your point. So you're saying what could you write as a fresher in your work experience, right?
Right.
So if you have, I mean, first of all, we all encourage you, each and everyone, to start making short films, even if they are 25 seconds or 30 seconds. Do as many as possible, but in your reel, keep only your best work, where you have personally contributed to your particular specialized department. That's first thing. Second thing is, in your work experience, if you have worked in a group project, you can talk about that student group project or student short film. Then you can write what exactly were those areas you were managing. Did you write the story, or were you managing the production, or was it just modeling and texture? You can write those aspects. And you can also mention the duration for how many months it has been going through. Then in case if you have already got opportunity to be an intern, you can write about your internship. Apart from this, if you have been a volunteer or something elsewhere, and if you really take pride in that, you can be very specific about, hey, I was a volunteer for Tasi or Asifa or SIGGRAPH, whatever. You can mention your roles and responsibilities. Because like I mentioned earlier, we don't try to look for a ready-made creative, talented artist or a technical, talented person to come inside the studio. We see what did you do, what else have you done apart from your regular syllabus and courses. So feel free to add what you think is appropriate. Otherwise, it's as good as saying like, no work experience, that's also fine. But we encourage you guys to see if you can do some group projects and also volunteer in some areas. If you have been a marathon runner, or if you have done some kind of a adventurous thing, if you were an athlete, I would like to see that, because we try to see what else have you done and see how it could relate to your other aspects later.
Just one more thing, you know you're a fresher, but that's not what you need to write. If you're thinking about what you want to write, then you write what you've learned now. You're an animation artist?
Yes, multimedia course.
Yeah, so that I'm
Everything.
I'm a multimedia artist with an interest in so and so, or whatever you guys graduate from. You don't have to write, I have just graduated. Yeah. You just say that I am an animation artist, I am a production, okay, I just know about animation mostly, but production coordinator with an interest in so and so, want to do this and that. So already think of yourself as a professional, as in writing at least.
That's what, right? Change the way you talk about yourself. You build your narrative. We don't know you till we talk to you, right? So just reframe, like even now, right? If I were to ask that question, don't say I'm a fresher, I'm a beginner. Exactly as Adya said. Or maybe I'm a recent graduate. looking for opportunities in the field of animation, specializing in rigging and character animation, something like that.
And ma'am, one more question.
गाली देंगे हाँ बाकी के लोग इधर.
One more question is that in future, if like there's some speciality that everybody have, like if a person wants to be an animator or a modeler or anything, so if we don't want to work only in that one specific field, I want to be an animator, also a game designer, and everything that I am doing. So just gaining the experience of each and every field in this industry, is that possible and is it worthwhile? What I would say.
Yes, I mean, so for me as well, right? I started with CG production. Coming back to that question, I worked on a project for 2 years and it got shelved. I have nothing to show for it, right? After that, I worked on a VFX film, Fast and Furious 9, with Ravi, who was here presenting some time back. Now I'm doing virtual production, right? So it doesn't mean that you growing laterally doesn't mean that you can't also be going up at the same time, because you again need to show recruiters how your skills are transferable, right? Okay, I'm a surfacing artist. I've done surfacing for games. I can do the same surfacing for your VFX film now, right? Yeah.
Also, in these commercials, advertising studios, there are like different verticals that are there. There is R&D also, there is tech also, there is gaming also going on. There is virtual production also now going on in commercials. So, and there are social media assets, which are just 2D animation or like, 2D stills. So there are many